Hello, welcome to part 2 of my Spider-Man No Way Home reviews. Part 1, we went over the plot. Part 2, now we're talking villains. Everything's still spoiler filled. So, in this movie we obviously had Doc Ock, Electro, Green Goblin, Sandman. That's 4. Sandman. Oh, and Lizard. Right, Lizard. We had Lizard. Kind of forgot him. But we're going to just go in order. We're going to start with Toby's villains. Doc Ock, probably one of the best Spider-Man villains ever in a comic book movie and just a Spider-Man movie in general. In this movie, it's obviously immediately picking him out of Spider-Man 2 when he was falling into the river with his machine and everything. So when he first shows up to fight Peter, he's asking, "What'd you do with my machine? Where's the machine? The power of the sun in the palm of my hand." Like, he's talking about that and everything, commenting all about that and such. So that's where we pick up with him. Green Goblin, we pick up really, I guess, just after he stabbed himself in the hips with his glider, because that's the best we can figure out, I guess, for him. So we have them, we pick them, cherry pick them out of those two spots there from their universes, and we go from there and have fun. That's the thing, though. At a point, you think Doc Ock isn't going to be a villain because Peter helps him, and like I mentioned in the plot video, he helped him, made a new chip to put on the back of his neck, and Doc Ock commented, like, "It's so quiet, like there's not any other voices in his head." Like, when the arms were in control and everything, he could hear the voices of them influencing his thoughts and actions and everything. And with Green Goblin, it's really just the same thing, but on a higher scale and level. Like, he is absolutely nuts in this film, and I will say terrifying at a point. Like, I will say, like, I personally wasn't like afraid, I guess, just because I'm like, in my head I'm like, oh yeah, this is just a film, this isn't actually something that might happen in real life. But like, you could tell he is menacing, terrifying, all those types of words to describe him. Like, he is here with a vengeance. He wants to take Spider-Man down no matter what. Like, there is nothing that is going to stop him. But like, we first see Doc Ock on the bridge, seeing him and Spider-Man fight, talked about that. But I don't think I actually ever talked about Green Goblin's entrance into the film, which actually, his entrance is at the end of the bridge fight. So after Doc Ock gets teleported into the Sanctum Sanctorum's basement and its little jail cell kind of thing, you see from a bunch of smoke and everything, because Gobby throws his pumpkin bomb down and everything, you then see him glide in, and he is laughing, and even though it's still the same costume from the 2002 film, it looks horrifying in this film. And not like horrifying like, oh, it looks bad. Like, it's horrifying, like it can be scary in this film. But then soon they get rid of it, which I think it's fine that they get rid of it, because then we kind of, in a way, get kind of more comic accurate Green Goblin suit, although it's more just tattered up clothes, but it's still the green and purple look to it that you see in the comics and TV shows and stuff like that. So there's that. And he doesn't have the mask or anything. Like, they let Willem Dafoe have the screen time with his face, and he is so expressive with his face that you don't need a mask to hide it. Like, he can be so expressive with his face, and that it is terrifying at points. So yeah. I'll say, because I commented about the fight between Peter and Green Goblin when Aunt May died. I guess let's go into oh wait, the other Raimi villain, Sandman, right? Kind of forgot about him. But Sandman honestly is just kind of here, like, he doesn't really have much to do other than be there. Like, because when he shows up, he's fighting Electro and he sees Spider-Man, and so since he knows that Spider-Man's good and Spider-Man forgave him at the end of Spider-Man 3, he thinks it's his Peter that he knows. So he starts helping him and everything. Eventually, obviously, he finds out it's not the Peter he knows, but he still trusts him. And they never really give a reason why he turns and joins the villains, even though Peter said literally he was going to help cure them. Like, so it doesn't quite make sense there. But it might be just a fact of might just be a fact of movies got a movie, so we gotta have him be on the villain side. Or maybe they have an explanation for it, but it just ended up on the cutting room floor. I don't know. But let's see. Let's get into the TASM villains, Lizard and Electro. Lizard, just like Sandman's kind of just there. He doesn't have much to do, and he's just kind of there to hang around and be there for fan service. Be like, hey, I know that guy. He was in another Spider-Man movie. But Electro kind of has a reason for being here. Like, he gets there, and at first, when he starts to form into a full body, he starts turning out blue, but then he transfers into being just regular Jamie Foxx, and that's it. And so when he's helping and everything, Peter makes a device for him to stick on his chest, and he says once it's a full circle of green lights, you're basically cured, something like that. It didn't make, in a way, it doesn't make sense, but I would say he probably just has to wear it, and he won't constantly be like just constant electricity coursing around and everything. So yeah. And I don't see why Lizard's also joining the Fantabulous Five. Let's call them that, Fantabulous Five. I don't see why the Lizard's joining the Fantabulous Five, other than maybe he just didn't want to be cured. So yeah, Lizard and Sandman's motives for not wanting to be cured they don't make that much sense, so they're just kind of there. But like Green Goblin, he's there, he wants revenge on a Spider-Man, and Tom Spider-Man is the one that he can get some sort of revenge on, so that is what he will take. And Doc Ock is basically just, I don't know, my only guess for him going bad again, even after the chip thing, was probably Green Goblin removed the chip or whatever. So yeah. In the end though, they do get cured obviously and everything. And Toby's Peter and Doc Ock have a moment and such. And everyone else just gets cured and whatnot, and that's about it. So yeah, this is a lot shorter than the last one. But yeah, the villains in the film, good, fun, nice fan service. We get Green Goblin saying, I'm something of a scientist myself. Like, we hooted and hollered at that moment and everything because, hey, we know that line. Hey, it's a fun it was a fun movie and everything. So yeah. But looking back, in my initial reaction video that I posted after walking out of theater, I gave it a perfect 100 out of 100. But looking back now, I think maybe at least a 95 out of 100. Caleb gave it a 98 out of 100. I don't know if that still stands for him. I'll probably ask him in a bit. Subscribe. Follow me on Instagram if you want. I'll have that link down below. It's actually in the channel bio, so just go over to there and you'll find the link for that. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.